what we're going to move into now is an appointment, a first appointment process. And this first appointment process is unique because, and even my own is always evolving. I'll email you these slides, by the way. You can have anything I put up here being recorded. All the stuff will be yours. And so I was even with the amount of business that I've been fortunate enough to close and the development of my practice, even I have issues to this day. And I was invited to this thing called 𝘀𝗵𝘃𝗀𝗃, and I went there, and the guy just was like, he was like talking to me in a room full of people like this. He's like, how many times have you worked your butt off for a client, and you saw them 2 or 3 times, and they say something like, we'll get back to you, all right? That was like when you're in 3rd grade, will you go with me, check yes, no, maybe kind of thing, right? That's the maybe sucks, doesn't it, right? So what this system is designed to do is to stop that, okay? And the way it works is you're kind of going to work your way up through this pyramid here with something called advanced agreements. So for instance, here would be an example. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, here at Allied Wealth, we utilize a 2 to 3 appointment process. And in that process, we're going to take time to get to know you, and we're going to take the time for you to get to know us. All right, but during this 2 to 3 appointment process, what we're going to understand is that any time during this process you feel, or I feel, that you are not a fit for our company and what we do here, I am going to tell you that. Is that okay? And you wait for the client to do what? Respond, okay? And in addition to that, at any time during this process, if you feel like we're not a fit for you, you're going to agree to tell me that, right? And guess what? I'm okay with you telling me no. It's not going to hurt my feelings. What just happened there?
Set up the ground rules.
You set the ground rules. I laid out the appointment process as 2 to 3 meetings, all right? But more importantly, I gave the client the ability to do what? To say no. Not ghost me, not make me do 3 meetings and not have the guts to tell me no because you don't want to hurt my feelings. Right? I gave the client the right to say no at any given time. And also, it's called an advanced agreement, okay? People do not like being closed, by the way. The more time you try to close people, the further you're getting away from a sale. Think about a card, right? Go to the car dealership. Well, if you buy it today, you get this. I'm like, dude, if I don't buy it today, you're going to call my ass an hour later after I leave the dealership and drop the price $1,000. So don't play that game with me, okay? And people think the same way. The other challenge, too, is that people, when they come see you, they're expecting to be what? Sold something. You ever been on your Saturday morning, maybe drinking your coffee? I don't know why this thing keeps doing this, but oh well. Drinking your coffee and enjoying your Saturday morning, maybe reading your paper or listening to the news or whatever. And all of a sudden, some jackass rings your doorbell, right? And ding dong. And then they're like, hi, I'm here with so-and-so, and we're out giving bids for vinyl siding. And I'm just curious if you'd like a bid for vinyl siding, I'm like, dude, it's Sunday morning, or Saturday morning. I'm drinking my coffee. I don't want to talk to anybody right now. Don't try to sell me something, right? But you're kind of expecting that to happen, aren't you? Well, people work the same way. When they come see you, they're expecting that to happen. So what you have to do is you have to break down those barriers, all right? And so the way that works, or should work anyway, is what you want to do is you want to kind of prepare the client. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to diagnose what's going on. Because if you just assume that every single client that walks in your door is in for a Medicare supplement or a life insurance policy or a managed account or an annuity, you're assuming the wrong things, all right? And so what we're going to do is kind of diagnose the client's pain, all right? Here's a perfect example of where I failed miserably to do that. I had a client named 𝗵𝘃𝗃 come in, okay? Beth came in, love what we do, but she didn't do business with us. So I called her. I said, Beth, I can't get my head around this. You and I had such great chemistry. I know we're not going to do business together. I'm not calling to try to pressure you to do business. We're done. I accept the word no, okay? But I'm just curious, what is it? What was missing? And she said, Ryan, what you didn't know is that years ago I worked in Germany and I'd made a $100,000 bonus, most money I ever made in my life. My dad always told me to invest my money. I invested it with some German company because I was there, and it turned out to be a Ponzi scheme, and the guy ran off with all my money. Boy, did I feel dumb. I never took the time to get to know Beth well enough to find that out. And had I known that, you think I could have used that to my advantage? That's a great example of diagnosing pain, okay? So we want to diagnose what their pain point is. We want to get them to an investment, all right? Mr. and Mrs. Jones, now before we go through this process, I've already given you the ability to say no anytime that you want to, okay? I'm curious, is there anybody else you are going to go see or anybody else that's going to be involved in making a final decision? Well, Ryan, yeah, my son, you know, since my husband died, my son he's a smart MBA from Virginia Tech, and he kind of helps make financial decisions. Well, you know, Ms. Jones, I'm feeling some chemistry here today, all right? I'm feeling like we could potentially be a fit, but I would think it would be smarter to have your son here with us so he could hear all this stuff himself instead of you trying to relay the information to him after the meeting. So is there a time we can get together next week to bring your son in and have us go through this presentation? Now, what did I just do there? I just pushed a client away, didn't I? Am I going to be able to sell him anything? I don't know. But what am I not going to do? I'm not going to go through that, take that lady through 3 appointments, build a financial plan, spend all my time, get my hopes up, I'm going to close this big case, go, you know, all this kind of stuff, and then only to find out that she ghosted me because she went back to her son, and her son says, I don't know, Mom, go buy Vanguard. And what does Mom do? She listen to you or the son? Listen to the son, right? So if we'd have known that up front, we could have combated that issue, okay? So if you have pain easily identifiable, it's very, very easy to see, all right? Don't turn pain into fear, meaning the pain is already a fear, right? But don't say, Miss Jones, if you don't buy this fixed index annuity for me today, and the next market crash, you're going to lose all your damn money, and you're going to eat cat food for the rest of your life. Right? Don't do that. That doesn't work, right? You want to utilize that pain to your advantage. Next thing you want to do is you want to gain the commitment, okay? And here's what the commitment looks like. Yes, ma'am.
On your, I get someone else needs to help you make the decision, but what about the second opinion of going to see another advisor?
Love that. Tell you what I want you to do. I appreciate that. When I go buy something or go do something, I do due diligence, okay? So what I want you to do is we're going to pause here today, and I want you to go see the other advisors you're going to see, and then when you're done seeing them, I want you to come back to me. And they're not used to hearing that, by the way. I did not sell them anything, okay? And you're thinking to yourself, well, damn, Ryan, what if they don't come back? Well, cool. Go take a fixed index annuity to an Edward Jones guy, all right? Oh, down the street, Ryan's down, sell me, Allianz. Well, Allianz was on that 60 Minutes special 10 years ago that said they're scamming people out of money. Here's the article on it, Ms. Jones. Don't buy it. That's terrible. Don't do that, right? So instead of that person having the ability to do that to you, what you're setting yourself up for is having your ability to do that to that person, okay? And I'm going to show you, I'll go ahead and tell you now. Part of what we do here, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, is add value. So financial advisors are really a commodity. You can get one anywhere, okay? And heck, there's probably 10 more in my building right here today, okay? So what I've got to do is I've got to work to add value above and beyond providing mutual funds and stocks and bonds and annuities and all that kind of stuff, right? And one of the ways that we do that is we want to help you evaluate the options that you're looking at. We want you to have a quantifiable understanding and proof that what you're about to put your life savings in will actually work out for you. So we have this program we call outcome-focused planning. And what we're going to do is we're going to test what you're currently doing, all right? We're going to test any other plans that any other advisor is showing you, okay? And we're going to test those plans against what you could go do on your own without working with a financial advisor at all at Vanguard. So you'll have a clear understanding just based on that testing, okay, of what the lay of the land is and what your probability of success is on these different plans, okay? And then if you like what you see, then go work with that person. But one of the things that we will seek to do is show you a picture of what it would like to be working with us. So in order for that process, for you to get the most out of that process, I want you to go see these other advisors and bring back what they have. I promise you it's not secret. We all have the same stuff out there. We have all access to the mutual funds and stocks and bonds out there, and we'll go through that process together. And if you decide to go implement that plan somewhere else, guess what? I get satisfaction out of knowing that I helped you understand where you're going, and you'll have good results going forward. And that's good enough for me. You good? All right. Commitment. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, if I build a plan for you that provides you the income that you need, doesn't put you in a situation to where you can lose your life savings in a market crash, provides you the liquidity that you need, that meets your risk tolerance, that you understand what is going on, and you can actually take this plan to another advisor and explain how your money is being managed, that's a low-cost solution, all right, and has excellent service behind it, all right, are you and I going to be in a position to move forward with the final decision? Well, I don't know. Okay. Well, what that means is we're usually not a fit, and that's okay. You're usually not a fit for what we do, and what I'm hearing is the word no. So I just want to thank you for your time coming in today. I wish you all the best. If you ever need us, we're here for you in the future. What will usually happen in that step is wherever the client is hung up, okay, they're going to tell you, well, I didn't say no, but Ryan, I left my financial statements, with some hacker, and he hacked into my account and stole my money, right? So that's why I'm not comfortable leaving my financial statements with you. No problem. I don't want to know your account numbers. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know your social security number. All I want to know is what your holdings are. So why don't you just tear that right off the top and just give me what I actually need, the holdings, and that's nothing, right? It helps you identify where the client's stuck, and you go for the no, all right? Larry would be proud of me, by the way, up here. I'm doing pretty good with this. Go ahead.
You did this prior to presenting like an analysis for Murray?
Heck yeah. Why would I do any of that stuff if I don't have a qualified prospect that's comfortable with doing business with me? Okay? And then finally, it's a commitment. Once I've got that commitment of what these things will look like, that we have a basis to do business. 'Cause listen to this. They can walk into your office. You do a great seminar, right? They love you. They walk into your office and they don't like your office all of a sudden. So that image they had painted in their mind at the seminar completely changed. They're not going to tell you that, are they? They're going to tell you, this guy's got, went bear hunting and he's got a big bear in his office because he's proud of his bear hunting, right? Well, I had a pet bear growing up. You see, they're not going to tell you that stuff, are they? Okay, especially in that moment of walking into your office to see that, all right? So what you want to know is that going forward, and so that's why you want to gain those advanced commitments before you even get into a presentation. Next thing you get into is a presentation, all right? Like that would be a Murray report, or it's the whiteboard presentation I'm about to take you guys and gals through. And then it's confirmation of, hey, based on this, if I show you this, this, and this, do you feel like you and I have a basis to move forward? And if the answer is no, it's okay. I just put a lot of time, energy, and effort into what I do here for my clients. I work really hard for you. And I don't want to put that work in because what it's going to do is it's going to create an awkward situation between us. You're not going to want to tell me no or be comfortable telling me no because I put all this work into my plan, right? And you're going to just ghost me. And I don't want that to happen between us because guess what? It creates a situation to where you're uncomfortable. I'm a little bent because I put all this time and energy and effort in, and we don't have a final decision as to a yes or no, all right? And so when you do these things to the client and you set this up on the front end, you will find yourself in a situation to where the client sees something they're not seeing anywhere else because the other advisors you're competing against, they're not doing this kind of stuff. And you will find out very quickly where the client is in their mind, and you will find out if it's worth moving forward with that client. And if it's worth moving forward, you move forward. If it's not, guess what? That's okay. And what you'll see happening by implementing this process is that your sales will actually increase because you're doing things that other advisors out there are not doing. All right, so the next thing we want to do is spend a minute on this. And here's an example. I have this person come in, and I call this person the rooster. Here we go. Okay. And so the rooster comes in, and does not have his wife, all right? And he comes in with a spreadsheet. And he says, I want a cup of black coffee. Have you seen these guys before? All right? What are they there to do? Right. They want you to pat them on the back and tell them good job, right? So what I've got to do is identify some things to see if there's any avenue to work with this client, right? So here's an example. A common complaint that you hear, okay? And these are use these common complaints to kind of build a fire under this client. So taking too much risk with their investment, their retirement assets. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, you know, a lot of people come to see me because they're concerned that, you know, they put their money in the 401k all these years. The 401k lost a lot of money in 08, 09 crash, and they're really concerned that that they now have reached retirement, and they don't want to be taking too much risk with their assets going forward and have that same thing happen again to them. Does that resonate with you? Is that something that you identify with? How do you feel about that? Well, Ryan, we're really concerned about that. Back in 08, we lost a substantial amount of our money, and quite frankly, Jim had to work 5 more years to recover, and I don't ever want to go through something like that again. Huh. So what you're telling me, Ms. Jones, is that you're not in a situation to where you want to take substantial risk with your assets. Yeah, Ryan, I'm just not willing to do that. I'm not willing to go through that again. Okay? And you want to kind of keep digging a little bit deeper, right? Typically about 5 layers deep if you can, to really try to identify what that pain point is with that client. Here's, you know, they can't weather another market correction. They've never made anything close to what the market has allegedly returned. You know, Ryan, I pay these fees to the advisor, and I see all this stuff going on, and, you know, I get 6%. But I see on the nightly news that the market did 15% last year, and I just don't understand why that's happening. All right? Oh, well, Ms. Jones, do you understand do you understand how to reduce risk in your portfolio? I guess, I don't know. Well, a lot of times what's happening is the nightly news is reporting market returns, but your portfolio is actually not designed to behave like the market. So a lot of clients come to me because they're confused about that. Does that resonate with you? Well, yeah. Well, now I need to teach a client about benchmarks and how that stuff works. Okay, so I'm identifying these things where I can really leverage what they're telling me to kind of, it sounds bad, but to kind of use against their objections to get their business, all right? They don't know if they'll outlive their retirement assets. They need to begin taking income from their retirement account, and they don't know the best way to do that. They're afraid that taxes will eat up too much of their retirement savings. You know, Ms. Jones, a lot of people come into me and they say that they are now paying more taxes in retirement than they've ever paid in their life. How do you feel about that? Oh, Ryan, I am shocked. I thought I'd pay way less tax in retirement, and you know, now I'm paying more than I thought I was. You know, Ms. Jones, I see a lot of people that are positioned or that have that feeling are not being very tax efficient with their investments and their money. Are you aware of how tax efficient you are not being? Well, no, I'm really not. Would you like me to show you some ways to reduce taxation in retirement? And if I can do that for you and show you and quantify how I can do that, do you feel like you and I would have a basis to do business going forward? Well, yeah, Ryan, if you can show me how to reduce taxes, we're going to do some business, right? Or no, Ryan, I don't. Okay. Or hey, Ryan, I'm just here to see what you do. What it is that you do. Well, I help people do a lot of things. Some clients come in to see me and they're concerned about running out of money in retirement. How do you feel about that? I'm not worried about that. I got a pension that pays me $200,000 a year. Okay? Well, a lot of clients that come in to see me are sometimes worried about, they've got their income needs met, but they're concerned that the overall value of their portfolio could go down substantially in a market crash, and they're also depending on that money to combat inflation on their pension that's not inflation protected. Do you identify with that at all? Well, or a lot of times people like you come in to see me because in the back of their mind, what they're wanting is for me to tell them they're doing a good job. And based on what I'm seeing, you're doing a great job. But the back of the mind is really saying, what happens to this money when I pass away because my wife doesn't manage money? Does that resonate with you? Yes, that does. Well, what's your plan if you pass away for your wife to manage this money going forward? Well, Ryan, I really don't have a plan. What would a plan look like if that were to happen to you? See, now we're kind of opening up and identifying pain points. Are you with me? Now, listen, I am not a master at this, guys and gals. I just started doing that, but I'm sharing this stuff with you because we rolled out this program, which we're doing down at 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄 August 5th through 7th. And everybody in Cabo got a special deal on it. I might be able to open that same deal up, but the bottom line is it's called Client Builder, and everybody in this room has the ability to go through that program. So we'll talk more about that as it goes on. Feel free to ask me questions about it. It's $3,500, okay, to go through it. But I'll tell you right now, if I can spend $3,500 to save myself more time, more heartache of being rejected and told no and being ghosted and that sort of thing, I will do that all day long. It's an investment in yourself. All right, we might be able to subsidize some of it, but as far as your flight goes and that sort of thing, we want you guys and gals to have skin in the game. And the reason why we do is you go to the event, it's a day and a half, but it's not done yet. It continues for 10 weeks after that on online workshops on Friday. And if you don't have any skin in the game, guess what you're not going to do? You won't do the workshops. All right. So anyway, that's enough about that. But what this has done, it has even as good as we are in our practice, and my team and my advisors are, everybody's implementing this, and they're saying this is unbelievable. This is just great stuff. So our first appointment process used to be, how much money you got? What do you need income-wise? What's Social Security? What's your pension? Shut up. I'm going on my whiteboard presentation. All right. And it wasn't a good thing to be doing, because here's one of the things that this client builder will teach you is we have anybody heard of the DISC profile, by the way? The DISC test? Take that. It'll teach you a lot about yourself, okay? And the DISC has a D, an I, an S, and a C based on how you process and how you interact with people and that sort of thing. Well, check this out. If I have a guy like Brian, and I have this 2-hour-long presentation to show Brian, is that a smart thing to be doing with Brian? You know what Brian's going to say? In 5 minutes, he's going to go, Wheless, how much money does it make us? Does it get us in trouble? Is it ethical, legal, and proper? And I'm going to say, but what about my 2-hour presentation? And he's going to say, I don't care about your 2-hour presentation. That's because that's his personality. Would you like to be able to identify that person when you walk in and sit down with them in the conference room, so you can kind of tailor your presentation to that person? Would that make sense? Would that help you close more business? That's what Client Builder does. It helps you identify where they are on that DISC profile, so you can kind of tailor your presentation. Engineer comes in. Engineer is going to go, that 2-hour presentation, Ryan, not only do I want you to give it, okay, I want you to go back through it with me and help me reverse engineer it and that sort of thing, all right? I'm going to know that based on where the certain person sits on the DISC profile. So anyway, that's my pitch for Client Builder. I'm using it, love it, it's great. Absolutely engage on it.